This is our driver lineup. They are both world class. This is not the old Williams anymore.
One person makes a mistake that big and, you know, in your terms, you're in the wall.
People ask me, what's the best thing you've done? That.
Hey guys, just here at the Williams Fan Zone in Miami. I'm about to sit down with James Vowles and kind of chopping up about the week and comparing SailGP to Formula One. Really excited.
Well, thanks for sitting down with me here in Miami on a busy week.
It's an absolute pleasure. I mean, every time we get together, it's always the same. There's so much synergy between our two worlds that the conversation just flows naturally. So it's a pleasure to see you.
Yeah, it's been really cool to watch what you've done in Williams in a really short period of time. I think when you took over, you had maybe not as many sponsors as you have now, and you were back of the grid, kind of on the racing side. And in 2 years, quite a lot's changed. It's really cool to watch.
Yeah, thanks for that. It's been a hell of a journey. Pretty much as you said, if we sort of split the company up, there's a sort of technology, people, culture, infrastructure, and commercial. And there's not one area that was really operating at anywhere near championship level. It was operating at the level we were, which is the back of the grid. Yeah. And now I'm proud of what we've done commercially. We have some incredible partners on board. I'm proud of the fact that we are developing a car year on year. And this car wasn't our focus. Next year's car was our focus. This is just the low-hanging fruit. And it's good to see that we're going the right way.
The logos on your shirt are impressive. They're filling up. You worried you don't have any more space, or?
Oh no, there's always more space. But what I'm proud of is that a lot of these partners are. You'll see it's in the tech region, but there's a reason behind that. That's my background, and that's something that we're really differentiating ourselves on. So Atlassian have been huge in what we will be doing going forward in the future. So it's a good mix.
When you got here, not a ton of sponsors on the commercial side. Performance isn't where anyone wants it. How do you attack that? Or, you know, how do you go after the performance side first? Do you have to build your commercial stack to be able to have the drivers you want and give them the car that they all want to come here? How do you think about that?
Both in synergy, but I'll start with this. Performance drives everything. If you're 10th, you're only going to pick up your commercial revenue that you're 10th. So what you need to have is, first of all, a credible journey. So a real reason why people should trust that you're not going to be 10th anymore, why you're going to be fighting for championships in a few years. And that's based on, here's the infrastructure, here's the investment, here's what we're changing, here's what we're bringing in. By the way, this is our driver lineup. They are both world class. This is not the old Williams anymore. And a lot of our partners are what I would call challenger brands as well, similar to us, whereby we are the underdogs. We recognize that, but they want to be on the same journey we're on as we build our way through it. So you focus on making sure you get the right infrastructure in place, but you build both up at the same time. If you lag behind on commercial, you'll always be 3 years behind. And answering a real question to it, what I have, and I'm fortunate to have, is what I call 5 lieutenants. One looking after commercial, one looking after human resources, one looking after operations, one looking after technology, one looking after finance. So each one of them is basically bringing their areas up to scratch, and all in parallel and tandem to one another.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, initially, you're probably selling a bit of a dream, a bit of a vision.
Exactly.
Trying to get everybody to buy in, whether it be new drivers coming on, they got to buy into what you see as the future of Williams.
Correct.
I love when you say you want to break everything your first couple of years.
Yep.
How do you think about that? And how do you get everybody on board with that, right? Because nobody wants to be part of breaking a thing unless there's...
I mean, first of all, I didn't mean break the cars last year. We did a lot of that. But I meant break technologies, break the methods, break the systems, break the processes. And it's easier to do when you're 10th. It is super, you know this. When you're on the leading edge, it gets harder to do. But here's the real trick behind it. You want to be highly competitive, you've got to break it just as much when you're winning as when you're last. But the strong words were to try and change almost a culture of fear, a culture of... Not even being okay where we are, but just one that is used to operating the way we are. And the strong words, that there were sort of several sentences I used, that was probably the most pertinent one of, everything we're doing is wrong. I can promise you that. I've been from World Championship stock. What we're doing is wrong. And I'm giving you carte blanche. I'm giving you, for 2 years, you can do all of this. You can learn. Who else on the grid will provide you the same salary for going out there and learning something completely new from where you are today? With the knowledge that it will put us in a much better place. Because that's our businesses. And by that, I mean both of our businesses. Our businesses are ones that if you remain static, you fall behind. And at such a rate, you need to be continuously improving, continuously developing, continuously challenging the status quo If you're fearful of failing, you're always going to hold back a little bit. You need to be pushing that boundary. And when you do that, you will fall over. Not a problem, because you learn so much from that.
Yeah, sounds like you're, empowering your lieutenants to not be afraid to fail. Because I think at the end of the day, when you're afraid to fail, you've sort of already failed before
Correct.
you even started. And
Exactly.
That's the biggest fear in all this. Yeah, I mean, there's so many similarities with what you do and what we're doing. SailGP is very different than the America's Cup, which you were part of
Indeed,
a few times in your career. One of our similarities is cost cap.
Yep.
Ours is a fraction of yours. I wish ours was as high as yours, although we don't quite have the revenue to support it yet. But how do you think about that when every dollar is scrutinized?
So first of all, I think it's a great thing. The cost cap is the reason why we have businesses now. And so we never used to be a business. We were a sport. We're now a sport and a business, and I love that about it. Because everything is just an optimization routine. That's all it is. You've got $1 to spend. Where's the best place to spend it? And the team that gets that right is the one that will move up the championship and move forward. And so it's a constrained problem. Whereas before, in reality, you're always going to get certain people that can outspend others, and that's how you won in our sport. That's over now. Good. So the way you think about it is this. First of all, for even your designers, they always used to go to quality, time, cost, but cost is a relative measure. It more became quality and time. But now cost is a pillar. If you can produce that component that adds 10 grams, but you've halved the cost of it, that's the right way of doing it, because now we can do so much more work. And it's a complete mind shift to where we've been operating before, where you have to entrust 1,100 people to be entrepreneurs with the finances rather than just, I'm doing my job. Complete mind shift, but I think it's the right one for the sport.
Yeah, the cost cap has certainly made both of our sports investable businesses, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Before it was a passion play, although I don't know a ton about F1 before, but
similar.
America's Cup was a real passion play.
Exactly.
And now to have an investable business, I think that's why we've seen the valuation soar of all of our businesses.
I'd say exactly that. You've got two things. One, it's now a business, a real business constrained. It's still, both of our sports are still passion sports if we're at the root of it.
Yeah.
But with a business structure around it. The second is that you have a product that is exciting. It's unpredictable and exciting. It's competitive. And again, if you look at what's happening in our world, big synergies happening there. But that's the key behind it. It needs to be something you believe in where you can make a tangible difference and win.
What's a day look like for you and the drivers when you're kind of in market, getting ready for a race?
We're on Wednesday today, which is unusual. I was talking to you before just off camera, but I'm rarely at a track or in the town on Wednesday. In fact, we've been here since Monday because we had quite a few events here. Normally it'd be Thursday, drivers turning up sometime around Wednesday. But normal schedule anyway is Wednesdays, a little bit of this, a little bit of meet and greet, a little bit of events, a little bit of partner work. Thursday for the drivers will be interviews, track work. We're sitting down the engineers, pretty much a full day. They'll be there from 8 a.m. till probably 7:30 p.m. tomorrow, just making sure they're completely lined up, especially this weekend, because Miami's a sprint race weekend. So unlike the normal format, we'll have a qualifying Friday and another qualifying on Saturday, two races, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. So they've only got that 60-minute session on Friday to get the car right. And that's tough. That's putting a lot of pressure on elite athletes and on the engineering teams. So they'll put a lot more dedication into that on Thursday than they normally would do. Then for me, it's more typically partner events on Thursday for about half the day, and then I will be at the track for half the day just to make sure everything's running smoothly. But in reality, I'd probably mess it up more than help them, so it's best I'm not there. Then we're into Friday, and Friday's a whirlwind from 8 a.m. till probably 8 p.m., 9 p.m. I couldn't tell you whether it's been 2 hours or 10 hours. It just disappears. But it really is, whilst there's just 60-minute sessions, actually your prep before that starts about 2 hours beforehand. The debriefing takes another hour and a half afterwards. And then you're quickly into what can we fix and change. So you're running teams back in the UK, about 50, 60 people back in the UK in parallel to effectively optimize the package and solution. So as we go into qualifying, you've got the best package possible.
Yeah. The weeks fly by, I'm sure.
Yeah.
How much sleep are you getting?
More here than at home. We've got an 18-month-old daughter who's still not getting through the night.
Congratulations.
Thank you. There's another one on the way, so it's just I'm glutton for punishment.
First, or
the first one was 18 months. Second one will be in a few months' time.
Amazing.
So
first one, boy, girl.
Girl. Yeah.
My first was a girl as well.
And it's fantastic.
It's nothing like having a daughter.
Exactly. People ask me, what's the best thing you've done? That.
Yeah.
But by a long way.
By a long way.
Second,
Yeah.
but that by a long way.
Yeah.
No, so this is a weakness on my behalf. I happily say it's a weakness, but I struggle to sleep. My brain is so active on, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. So the only way I can sleep is when I've cleared that out of my mind sufficiently that I feel I've earned a night's rest.
Yeah.
So, and I've spoken to a number of individuals. I suspect you may be similar to me in that way as well. I know it's a weakness, but some of the best ideas I've ever had are at 3 a.m. That's the best way I can put it.
Yeah, it's funny on our race weeks, I probably sleep 4 or 5 hours a night, and I don't feel tired.
Yeah.
You know, it's the mind's going. I love it. I can't wait. You know, to wake up in the morning and hit the gym and get out on the water. But it flies by.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Something that's extraordinary for me is when you watch your boats, people don't realize what it's like to be on water at the speeds you are. So just try and give me some of that emotion.
Yeah, I mean, I like to say, you know, our boats go about 60 miles an hour,
Yep.
right? Which doesn't sound fast for the average person driving down
Except
the
you're
road.
this far off the water.
And kind of the way I describe it is you're driving down the highway, you know, 95 here in Miami, you're driving down the highway, get out of your car, get up on the roof in the rain.
Exactly.
And that's kind of like what it's like. And it's really hard to describe the power that comes on around our turns. You know, when the wind, you know, as soon as Taylor says go and, you know, the boat gets up on the foils and there's any sort of turns, just the power it's effortless, but at the same time, you know, extreme. It's a heck of a feeling, but yeah, you're on a knife's edge, and, you know, the one person makes a mistake that big, and you know, in your terms, you're in the wall. And we've done that a few times this year.
Yeah, I believe it. But this is what I love about your sport. It is, you're right, it doesn't sound like a lot. It is, though, because you are, as I said, you are millimeters off the water fundamentally. And the difference to it is that you can live and breathe it and feel it.
Yeah.
And as you said, the turns are extraordinary. What blows my mind is you can have a wind at 12 knots.
Yeah.
And you're doing those speeds in the water.
You're going double, triple.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it's wild. I mean, you know, guys like you that are a lot smarter than me that design the technology that we're able to do what we can do on an F50. It's just incredible.
Trust me, I'm not the intelligent one. I'm fortunate to have intelligent ones. But
well, thanks for sitting down,
An absolute pleasure.
good luck this week and the rest of the season.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it, Mike. Thank you.